Up YouTube, happy 4th of July. Look what I got. Some Budweiser. I got 3 of these bad motherfuckers all in the same size. Just like that. We are set. I want to say cheers to America and happy 4th of July and fuck the sickos and fuck the trolls. This first gulp is for America, for all our awesome troops, and for the greatest fucking country on the planet. I'll drink to that. That's the one. I was able to get a couple bucks in my CashApp and PayPal, so I appreciate that. Cheers to you. Like, I never ask anyone for money. Like, if anything, that's why I say you don't have to if you don't want to, or if you can't. But anything you can do is appreciated. I see all these YouTubers who are sitting there just flat out demanding people give them money versus my take on it is that you don't have to. Just you watching the videos appreciated. People who call me a fucking e-bagger are just jealous that I get to have a job where I can sit on my butt and drink beer and stream and play guitar. Like, what are you doing for your job? 1 second. Star Spangled Banner country version. So I want to listen to Alan Jackson sing the Star Spangled Banner, no copyright intended.
Safeline perfecting your...
No, a Safeline ad.
Safeline replaced. But replacing your windshield doesn't have to be. Get it fixed now and pay later with flexible payment options only at Safelite.com.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight? Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good song, Mr. Alan Jackson, the genuine Alan Jackson, Star Spangled Banner. And I did pull a beer trick just one time, just because it's America, and that's good Budweiser. Hold up 1 second. On my live stream earlier, I made a comment that said, what the hell are women complaining about? And when it comes to, like, sex and dating, like, women do not have to try that hard to get laid. All they gotta do is show up and say yes. You know, like, even, like, a mid to somewhat attractive female can easily get put dick or pussy or whatever she wants. You know, it's not that hard. That's what I'm saying. That like you want to even the playing field, you gotta get yourself some tactical soap. Coupon code. I'm sure they'll give you one if you check it out. Yeah. Because women don't have to try that hard to get laid. All they gotta do is show up and say yes. And to be fair, it doesn't take a whole lot to turn on men, especially if you're straight. That's what I'm saying. So, like, tactical soap evens out the playing field. I'm not saying women can't take care of shit or handle their shit, but literally, if women, all women have to do is say yes and let the boys handle it, and we'll take care of you and provide for you. You know, I wouldn't be complaining if I was the opposite sex. I'm just saying. Now, when women who are going to the bar, get some beer, get some tequila shots, or fucking, they're sitting there freaking out because they got nothing to wear, and it's like, honey, don't overthink it. Do not overthink it. You know, it fucking kills me. They're sitting there like minging on and like, and I'm over here like, what the fuck are women complaining about? If all I had to do to get some pussy was show up and say yes, and then be like, you know what? Let the chicks handle it, everything, take care of everything. And all I gotta do is say yes to get pussy. I'd be like, shit, I wouldn't be not be complaining. You know what I'm saying? Because it is what it is. They expect men to be the providers and to take care of everything. Otherwise, you wouldn't see a swarm of bitchy ass women who hate men going on TikTok and screaming at the camera about how frustrating the dating life is. Yeah, but what about all the guys who do the same thing? I'm like, that's just it. If guys pull this crap on TikTok or we're complaining about the dating scene, we get told to shut the fuck up. Quit being a faggot. Quit being an incel and man up, pussy. If women complain about the dating scene, we can't call them a lesbian or a man-hating femcel. We can't be like, oh, well, suck it up, you bitch. Go out there and spread your legs, you'll get what you want. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that. No, because women get told, it's okay, honey. All men are just pigs. You'll find the right guy someday. You don't need a man in your life. Right. And truth be told, they are right to an extent. You do not need dating in your life to be happy. If you cannot be happy with yourself, that dating will never make you happy. And the thing that sucks about dating is that you're relying on someone else to make you happy. Think about it. When it comes to like dating and shit, you're relying on someone else to make you happy. And I'm like, if they can't make you happy because you're not happy, well, then that's, I guess, your fault. All is fair in love and war, so gain the tactical advantage. No, it's the truth. Women do not have to try that hard to get laid. All they gotta do is show up and say yes. And you think, well, you gotta look pretty, this and that. Well, that'll increase your chances of getting some dick. But generally speaking, men can be animals to a point. So it's like, we're not gonna care if you look pretty to a point. You know, like, well, you got a vagina and a mouth, and you got tits and ass. All right, cool. Women think, oh, well, you know, their makeup has to be perfect and this and that. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. Some basic female grooming and like a little bit of confidence in yourself, you'd be surprised. Most men are not that picky. If a man's really going to be so fucking picky that he's not going to fuck you because your makeup looks like shit, well then he's too picky. Which brings me to my next point. I watched this video. This person was going around interviewing chicks, and then they had the microphone and the camera going, and like, they walk up to this one chick. She's got her belly hanging out, you know. She's got a couple extra pounds to love on. Nothing wrong with that. But dude goes, so what's your biggest turnoff for guys? Like, what doesn't, you know, hands the microphone to her. You know what she said? She was like, guys who don't work out. And I'm like, wait a second. So you're going to give a guy, you're going to tell me that the biggest turnoff for you as a woman is that a guy who doesn't work out, but you got your big old fucking belly hanging out of a belly shirt. You know what I'm saying? And you want to say that crap? Oh, that's adorable. Because when that same guy you're going after rejects you because you don't work out, you know what you're going to do? You're going to look at him and go, that's body shaming and all men are pigs. Wow. That's what it is. Well, no, when I saw that video on YouTube, I was just like, wait, what? Hold up. Looks are not everything, but when you see, like, busted-ass chicks who are a little bit overweight, acting entitled and having high standards, and then getting pissed off when the guys they go after don't want them, but they won't lower their standards, so, you know what I'm saying? And truth be told, you should not have to lower your fucking standards for anyone. Now, I got a bit of a gut, so I'm willing to talk, but I'm just saying. Now, I was watching this video, one of the YouTubers, reaction channels that I watch. And it was like, modern dating for women, some shit, fucking blah, blah, blah. If you're a woman and you got a big old gut and you're hanging out of your shirt, like, and you're telling me that your biggest turnoff in guys is guys who don't work out and stay in shape and eat right, when you're sitting there yourself a little bit chunky, you know what I'm saying? And like, that's the thing of it. If you're like in your mid-30s and you got a big old gut and you got more hair on your stomach than you do on your head, and you walk up to a bunch of hot college chicks picking Cheetos crumbs out of your big old beer gut. Yeah, if you were a Twinkie, I'd eat you. You ladies want to come down to my mom's basement and play Nintendo 64? I got Duck Hunt. We can heat up some pizza rolls. And you know, if he's giving off like Major Ted Bundy vibes, you're gonna be looking at him like, no, get the fuck away from me. You get to hear, but he's got a really great personality. I know you just don't get to know him like I do, kind of thing. No, fuck that. Of course you don't hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, every fucking female friend who tries to get her ugly friend some dick will say the exact same thing. She's got a great personality. You just don't know her like I do, right? So it's only body shaming when it happens to chicks? Got it. It's only sexist when men do it? Loud and clear. And like, you know what? You know, I don't feel the least bit sorry for these chicks, because there are plenty of dudes out there who would bang a fat chick, no problem. And like I said, looks are only half of it, my friends. The other half is personality. If her personality sucks, but she's got a smoking hot body, you know, fucking, you'll get bored of it real quickly. You go talk to her about politics, and she just gives you that like, dad look in her face. Like, oh my God, me and my friend Cheryl went camping one time, and then she got a bunch of, like, politics on her arm, and we had to get bug spray for her. And you're like, aren't you adorable? That's a different kind of tick, dear. Like, you look at her and you look at her and go, do you discuss politics? And she goes, politics? What kind of bug is that? Like, oh my god, this one time when I went camping, I had to pull a bunch of politics off my arm. You're like, oh, you're one of those kinds of people. Although she's got a great personality, but she just doesn't get your dick hard. You know? It's what it is. You want to call me a pig for saying it? Women are no different, dude. If that dude doesn't get your clit going, you're not gonna fuck him. It's just the truth. And like, women do not want to be pursued. They say they don't want to be chased and pursued. Women will sit there and say, well, we don't want to be chased and pursued. It's stalkerish and creepy. Weird. Yeah, fuck Rachel Ziegler. Yeah, and then you'll bitch because he won't chase after you. Then you'll accuse him of being a fucking pig, and then you'll be like, wow. Why, because I'm not hot enough? Because my tits aren't big enough? You're a pig. And it's like, okay, 1 minute you're mad because we're pursuing you, and then you want to call us creepy, rapists, stalkers, what have you. And then if we don't pursue you because we're sick and tired of all the negative publicity that men have to put up with, yeah, I said it. We are sick and tired of all the negative crap that men have to put up with. Wham. So, like, you know what? I hate sickos. I hate rape. And speaking of somebody who's being cyber stalked and harassed by his ex-girlfriend, I can tell you that being stalked is no fun. And it's like, okay, wow. Everybody wants to accuse me of stalking certain women when it's like, I would never dream of stalking anyone, especially after I know how it fucking feels, dude. Like, really? Now, Rachel Ziegler is sitting there saying, oh, the movie's gonna plop. The movie sucks. No one's gonna want to watch it. And then proceeds to complain because nobody watched it. Never mind the fact that Disney couldn't be bothered to hire real little people to play the dwarves. Instead, it's like, they're gonna use some shitty CGI bullshit. Like, anymore, I get sick and tired of being preached at and talked down to like I'm stupid. You know? This is why I fucking hate woke culture, 100%. They act like they're fucking Jesus Christ. Oh, holier, mightier than thou. And like you were stupid. And they talk to you like you were a dumb child. And it's all your fault that the people are so shitty to each other. It's like, oh, you're straight, you're white, you're cisgendered, and you're male. Well, fuck you, it's all your fault. Excuse me? So you're allowed to crap on me for my religion and my sexuality and my skin tone and my gender and what have you. But if I do any of that to any of you fucks out there, I'm somehow a racist, sexist, misogynistic, homophobic, transphobic, gayphobic, blah, blah, blah. Kiss my ass. And this is what I said on my last stream. There's not enough love in the world, man. The world's just so full of hatred. It's fucking sad. It's like there are people out there who just look for a reason to be pissed off, you know? There are people out there who just look for a reason to be pissed off. It's like they wake up with a dildo on their ass and they're mad about it. So it's like, so pull the dick out of your ass and get over it. And it's like, I'd like to think of myself as a good person, even though I have my sadistic psycho side, which everyone has. I keep it in check, and I channel it into my music and, like, just making videos and be like, yeah, you know what's on my fucking mind? I'll give you what's on my fucking mind. Like, you know what grinds my gears? Overly sensitive people who just look for a reason to be pissed. They just look for a fucking reason to be pissed off. And I'm sitting here like, that has got to be exhausting. Modern day feminism has taught women to hate themselves, hate each other, and hate men, and then blame men for everything while still expecting men to pay for everything and fix everything. And then as soon as we do what you ask, it's benign sexism, and it's now somehow slavery and oppression towards women. Right. Right. Benign sexism, when I heard that, I was just like, I need a beer. Leave it to modern day femcells to find a way of turning being a gentleman into something sexist. Leave it to modern day feminism to do that. Because the biggest complaint you hear from women is all men are assholes and all they want is one thing. But then as soon as we try to show you that not all men are assholes, well, if you give us any pussy, that's an afterthought. I could give a shit because you're not hot enough to ride this dick. So, like, big deal if you don't give me pussy. Like, what you know what I'm saying? There are plenty of chicks that would fuck my brains out right now. What you have is nothing special. The best revenge you can get on your ex-crushes who don't want you is to completely ignore them, let them date all the pieces of shit guys that they're going to complain about. And by the time they realize you're a suitable match, you've already found someone younger and way prettier and way easier to talk to. And then it's going to hit them as they're approaching box wine and Catland at light speed. You hear Han Solo in the background. I got a bad feeling about this. Every guy that you had to fucking chase because he's the bad boy, you could change him. I'm like, honey, we talked about this. He's not a bad boy. He treats you badly. And for the love of God, this is what kills me about females, man, is I would never date a chick who treats me like shit. I wouldn't put up with it. Maybe long enough for a little pump and dump, and then I tell that bitch to kick bricks. Jessica Boyle. Excuse me. Straight up, dude, I didn't put up with Jessica Boyle's crap. And when it got to be too much, I told her to fucking leave me the fuck alone. We're done. So instead of like, oh, okay, you want Josh so badly, so that she continues to do shit that makes people go, she is unhinged, dude. And I feel sorry for Jessica. I'm like, well, you know, Boyle, you had Jessica Boyle. Jessica Boyle had the rock star boyfriend at her fingertips, and she blew that shit sky high. Like, my YouTube fans were, at the time, very gracious enough to buy her plane tickets, so that way she wouldn't have to take a bus, kind of thing, you know, because she's too much of a fucking snob. Like, one would think, okay, if all my fans are dumping money into your hand so you could come out and get some of this dick, you would think that, okay, you know what, maybe I should be a little bit nicer to the other half who's got the YouTube celebrity status thing. I know it's fucking sad when you and my fangirls wanted to beat her ass. Straight up. They're like, oh my god, she is such a bitch. I would treat him so much better. Fuck her. She doesn't know how good she has it. And despite the fact I have nasty ass fucking teeth, I still pull more pussy than my trolls, including the pussies harassing me. Thank you. Now I was cranking with the 4th of July. Check it out. I got me some Budweiser. I was able to get 3 of these. Big old 40 ounces. And if I drink all 3 of these bottles in one sitting, it'll definitely do the trick. And once you understand how women think and how they argue when they're losing an argument and how to handle that situation, okay, once you understand how women think and how they argue when they're wrong and how to stay calm and not let it get to you, all of a sudden you are the master of the pussy. Oh. First, it starts off with taking that big old red pill and washing it down with an ice cold beer. That red pill is, guess what, fellas? Men are the prize. Because we are the providers. Men are expected to provide. And if we can't provide, then we're seen as betas and little bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you expect a woman to make you a sandwich, yes, it's incredibly sexist, but at the same time, it's like, well, men are expected to do everything else, so Just saying. It's like, well, what are you going to do for her, you know? There's a reason why the minimum wage gap is the way it is. A lot of women want to scream that it's sexism and this and that. And I'm like, no, it's because men are expected to pay for everything. And in the likelihood of a divorce court proceeding, who do you think is getting screwed with child support payments? Certainly not the woman. She pushed him out. There were 4 things that women will do when they're losing the argument and they know they are wrong. 1, they use their emotions. They'll say things like, why are you yelling at me when you're not even yelling? You know what I'm saying? They will say things like, you're not listening to me, or let me finish, or you're not letting me blah, 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 blah. That doesn't work. She'll threaten you with sex. She'll be like, well, if you don't, big whoop. You know what I'm saying? If that doesn't work, she'll bring up shit that she was pissed off about from previous fights and didn't tell you, while screaming that you and her have a communication issue. You know how that goes with the women, you know? Honey, what's wrong? Never mind, you wouldn't understand. Well, talk to me. No, you wouldn't get it. You just have to figure it out. Like, wait, what? So I see her upset, and I try to fix the situation by saying, honey, what's wrong? If you're mad at me and you're like, nothing, you wouldn't understand it. And then you're giving me the silent treatment while bitching because we've got a communication issue. That's rich. And then when all of that's when she's exhausted all 3 of those options, nuclear option number 4. The 4th and final thing she will do to win the argument is do everything she can to piss you off and push your buttons and pick on your insecurities, insult your penis size, etc., etc., etc. And it's this psychologically manipulative attempt to make you so fucking mad, you either smack her in the face or you call her a cunt. And once you cross that line, oh, she's already won the argument. She's already won the argument. So you got 2 options to handling this. Throw her psychology back in her fucking face. Because women hate when you give them the silent treatments. That's why it works, when you use it against them. And then when you make her so mad, she punches you in the dick. You know what you do? You go, you know what? When you're ready to give me an apology blowjob and a sandwich, we will discuss this later when you're a lot more calmer. And sure, she might insult your masculinity and be like, that's because you're not a real man. You can't handle a conversation with a strong woman. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, but a strong woman doesn't have to, like, belittle men to make herself feel stronger. Or other women, for that matter. If you really are a strong, independent woman, you shouldn't have to belittle men to make your fucking clit feel bigger than his dick. So when you're in an argument with a woman and you don't want to use reverse psychology on her ass because that'll just piss her off even more, stick to your guns, use your smart mouth, stay calm, use a smart mouth, and weave and bob. Do not let her piss you off, because the second you let her control you with her emotions and her pussy, she's got you by the fucking balls, dude. And women aim to have that on a man, to be able to control him through sex and her emotions. That's what women do, and they are good at it. And women are overly sexualized in our society, YouTube, and quite frankly, I think that's messed up, personally speaking. But there are some women who have no problems weaponizing that against you and against society when they want to get something out of it. It's what it is. It's what the fuck it is. It's no different than men weaponizing their dick or what they provide to get what they want. And at that point, if you're fighting with your other half, then just all the time, you can't seem to see eye to eye, break up with them, dude. It kills me. You know how many times, I'll listen to women bitch about the asshole guys they're dating for like the 100th fucking time. And I'm just like, well, if you feel that strongly about him, why the fuck are you still with him? Because I believe that women are a lot smarter than they're acting, Every woman goes through the I gotta date assholes phase because the first words out of her mouth is, I can fix him. And it's like, no, you can't fix him, honey. You can't change him. Let me ask you this, ladies. Would you date a man who's constantly trying to change you? Or would you rather have a man who just accepts you for who you are? Just asking for a friend. Because let me let you in on a secret, ladies. Men fucking hate when women try to fucking change us. I'm like, you take me as I am or don't take me at all. I don't give a shit. I am unapologetically my autistic goth self. You don't like it? Kiss my Asperger's. All these women screaming, fuck the patriarchy and this and that, and then wondering why you can't get a man. I'm like, well, honey, let me let you in on a secret. You'll catch more flies with honey. Would you want to date a man who's constantly screaming, fuck feminism, fuck these fucking blah, 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 blah? No, you'd hate it. You're like, well. And that's just it. I refuse to blame feminism for the way dating sucks because, there are some real scumbag guys out there too, assholes exist on both sides, is what I'm getting at, YouTube. And it's kind of sad because then women and men will use that as an excuse to justify their hatred of the opposite sex. Because it's easier to hate than it is to forgive. That is so true it hurts. It's just easier to hate the opposite sex than acknowledge that, hey, you know what? They've probably had some bad dating experiences too, and not everyone from that gender is like that, and that people need to be nicer to each other. It boils down to one thing: treat others the way you want to be treated. 100%. You want the keys to a happy, successful, romantic relationship? Okay, more sex, less fighting, better communication, never go to bed angry. Good communication is more important than good sex. And don't be afraid to do little romantic things for each other every once in a while, Make your woman feel pretty, even when she feels her ugliest. Ladies, you gotta make your man feel strong and needed and like he's providing, I mean, maybe you're strong enough to open up the pickle jar, but you ask him to do it because it makes him feel like a man. Fellas, like maybe your woman's on her period and she's feeling gross and unattractive. Buy her flowers, cuddle up on the couch with her, watch her favorite chick flicks with her. Just saying. Just fucking saying. You'd be amazed. The best way to a woman's heart is to make her female frenemies jealous of what you and her have. Think I'm bullshitting? The best way to get to a woman's heart is to make all of her female friends jealous of what you and her have. And you know it's working because then her bitchy little frenemies will try to break you and her up. Because women are famous for keeping other women single out of spite and jealousy. And if guys try pulling that crap, you call us a cuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dude. But we don't call those women cucks. We call them cunts. See what I did there? Okay. Yeah. It never fails. If you got a group of chicks and one of them just got divorced or single, it's only a matter of time before the rest of them are single because she's miserable because society puts way too much pressure on adults to sleep around. So she feels like a loser because she don't have nobody. So she's got to drag all of her friends down with her. That's not a very good friend. You know, like if women were to stop being so bitchy to each other, you know, I don't get that because like I don't try to be friends with guys I don't like. I just don't. That's fucking stupid. Hope you're all having a beautiful 4th of July. I'm just sitting here chilling out, drinking some beer. The second piece of advice I'm going to give you is that women are emotional creatures of habit. They're indecisive. They're indecisive. And, you know what I'm saying? When you understand that women are emotional creatures of habit, it makes them easier to navigate when it comes to like social interactions. Women are emotional creatures of habits. And here's a piece of advice. Letting your emotions get the best of you is not the way to navigate life. And you know how it is with the ladies. You know what I'm saying? When they go flying off the handle and you know what I'm saying? It's like whoa, 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 whoa. Honey, why are you in such a crappy mood? Maybe if my dick was up your cunt, you wouldn't be in such a foul mood. Okay. That's crude. Oh. Like, why are you so bitchy, honey? Who lit the fuse on your tampon? No, but seriously though, 100%. You cannot let women get to you, man. Once you realize that men are the prize, and that if she doesn't give you pussy, that's her fucking loss, not yours. Because any woman can give you pussy. That doesn't make her special. You know? I'm just saying. You find that women will do stupid things because they're desperate for a man to provide for them. And to a point, like, guys do stupid shit too because they want to get laid. Like, putting up with femcells. Oh yeah, fucking femcells are the worst. And the thing of it is that, like, there is way too much pressure on men to get laid and women to give it out. If men are not getting it, or we choose to be celibate because dating sucks, we're ridiculed for it. We're called a faggot, we're called an incel, this and that, blah, blah, blah. If women choose to be voluntarily celibates, they're told, it's going to be okay, honey. It's going to be okay, honey. You'll find the right man. You can't call her a lesbian or a femcel because she chooses to be celibate. It's her body, her choice. That's one of the key differences that separates the genders, I think. And yeah, there are some real pieces of shit men out there. Yeah, incel culture can lick my balls. And I'm sick and tired of all the negative crap that men have to put up with, all the negative, nasty, icky stereotypes that us men have to put up with. And these asshole incel creeps are not helping. So you're mad because you can't get pussy? Well, treating women like shit is totally going to get you laid. It depends on the woman, because there are some women who are stupid enough to give asshole men pussy because they think, oh, you can use sex to change him. All you're doing is teaching him it's okay to treat women a certain way. Well, let me ask you this. If your dog crapped on the carpet and you gave your dog a biscuit and you kept complaining because your dog won't stop pooping on the carpet, I'm like, well, you contributed to it. You contributed to it. Once men realize that we're the prize and that just because you have a vagina that doesn't make you special, calm down. It's what it is. And that women are more than sex anyways. So, case in point, Your Honor. Like, you want to call Cobra an asshole, but it's like, you know I'm right. I told these trolls that I'm getting sick and tired of their act. The best revenge you can get, like I said, if you're bitter because your crushes won't give you a chance, find a chick that's harder than the girls you're crushing on. It'll just be perfect for you, and then you'll be going, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? That's the best revenge you can get, is to let her go through the Rasta cock carousel of every guy she thinks she can change by rewarding his bad behavior with sex to try to correct the behavior mistakes. And what all that does is teach him he can treat women however he wants to still get what he wants. All you're doing is reinforcing his bad behavior. Just saying. And whatever happened to like women who actually made you work for it, made you work for it just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Show some fucking class. But these days, men do not have to try that hard to get it, because the internet is full of things like chatterbaits and OnlyFans and what have you. Like, oh, you're an OnlyFans model? Aren't you adorable? You think that makes you a model? No, honey, you're a porn model. Get over yourself. Sits there and says, I'm sick and tired of guys just seeing me as a sex object. But meanwhile, I want to charge $20 a month to let guys watch her get her fucking cunt railed out with a cucumber. Right. If you're sick and tired of men seeing you as a sex object, then stop trying to weaponize sex while complaining about how you're overly sexualized in our society, because people are going to look at that and go, I smell bullshit. It's like I said, women do not have to try that hard to get laid. All they gotta do is show up and say yes. You find the men, in this case, who are, they do things to try to increase their chances. It's called peacocking for the opposite sex. And what it boils down to is you gotta just treat others the way you want to be treated, like I said. Like, women and dating are not that complicated if you stop, look, listen, observe, and learn from your experiences. You know, and it's like if a woman has had like sex with like hundreds of dudes, you know, and then she's trying to sell her pussy on the market for new car prices. And it's like, no, 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 no. How about no? It doesn't make you very special if every guy's had a turn, does it? I'm just saying, when women are the gatekeepers to sex, you know? Let me ask you this, ladies. Would you fuck a dude who slept with like 100 chicks and he's lousy in bed and then he acts like he's entitled to pussy because he's got a penis? He'd fuck, and then he blamed women for all of his dating problems and then took no responsibility for his shitty actions? No, ladies, you'd fucking hate it. But that's exactly what modern day women in the dating scene are doing, and it's hilarious. So you're gonna act like you're entitled to dick and food because you have a vagina, and if they don't give it to you, well, it's because they're a faggot and an incel who can't handle a strong, independent woman. Right. So rather than take responsibility for your actions and recognize that modern day feminism is toxic for women, nope, it's just easier to blame men for everything, take no responsibility for your actions, or wake up to the truth. Do with that information with what you will, YouTube. And ladies, don't let the dating scene get you down. Because women tend to own the dating market from 18 to like 39, 38. When their fertile years dry up and their looks fade, and then the new batch of chicks comes out, these hot young 21-year-olds, and they start stealing guys in your age bracket, and you're getting pissy because all the younger, hotter chicks are taking what you want to have but can't get because you spent your entire 20s chasing after assholes who treat you like shit and then being brainwashed by modern day feminism into thinking that somehow as a woman living in a Western world you're somehow still oppressed. Right. All of a sudden these younger chicks who've got it figured out are like, yeah, well. All of a sudden dudes in their 40s and late 30s are chasing after and getting chicks in their early 20s who are way more attractive. And, you know, and it's going to make you mad because all of a sudden it's going to hit you like you're approaching the wall, boxed wide in Catland at warp speed. And then from 40 to 80 years old, you're going to spend it hating men and hating your life and hating the dating scene. Wow. And I'm like, well, you did it to yourself. Now, if I gave a woman good dick and took her on foodie dates, and then she still treated me like shit, instead of correcting the behavioral pattern, I continued to be nice to her, you know what that's going to tell her? That I'm a pushover and I'm a simp and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Therefore, she'll walk all over me, blah, blah, blah. So it's no different with these chicks who are giving shitty guys good sex. They're simping too, only we call those sluts idolizing mediocre penis. Winning? No. Gonorrhea, no. And can you call it player shaming when guys are crushing on the dating scene? Oh, fuck no. Fuck no. But don't you dare slut shame a woman because that's not nice. And I'm like, well, it takes two to tango, and I kind of feel like that slut shaming exists on both sides to a degree, you know? And you can't, and this is why slut shaming doesn't work for guys. It's because guys are expected to get laid. And why it's unfair for women because women are expected to give it out. But at the same time, I'm just saying. Anyways, hope you all having a bitchin' 4th of July, man. I got me 3 beers I gotta chug through here in a second, so